Hey guys, my name is Seniac and welcome back to another episode of FoolsTown here in City Skylines, where I'm now gliding through one of the two bridges that we built in the last episode. Oh, I got a beautiful train just going through the road right now. This is one of them, and the second one is all the way over here. Let me just get past the subway bridge, and you can just see it in the distance. Oh my goodness me, this is the biggest one out of the two that we built. Now, I said last episode that I'm probably going to regret building it, and since last episode, traffic is now slowly starting to build up in little places, but there's really simple ways in which we can fix some of the traffic, so I'm not too stressed at the moment, but I know the stress is going to get bigger. Especially this roundabout right now where it's building up in all different places, but I don't know. A lot of you guys are still 50-50 on kind of this. Some people like it, some people want to keep it, some people like Seniac. It's going to be a traffic magnet because what it does, it creates shorter distances from this side of the river to the other side without the need of using the highway, which goes all the way around up here. So they're just going to pretty much pick this, which is why I did it like in a normal style road, because obviously the speed limit's a bit different. But there is simple ways in which we can kind of fix a lot of the traffic problems. So I'm not too worried about it, but it's just going to be quite interesting to see how it's all going to progress. Now, if you are enjoying this series, because today we got some big expansions that we need to do, then make sure you smash that like button down below. If you are new around here, then make sure you do subscribe so you get notified when more episodes do come out, because we got some big stuff planned, and today is going to be a big one. So, what are we going to do then, boys? What are we going to be doing? Well, I want to try and kind of test out, trial and error it, a new road of this double highway, because they all seem to get stuck here, which is not the case no more, because I feel like they're now all kind of switching over to this. I want to play around with this roundabout here, and probably the same with this bridge going over here as well. It doesn't seem to have that much traffic at the moment, but it could be a little bit of a tester of turning it into just standard traffic lights, because although roundabouts keep the traffic flowing, one side always gets hindered, because one side's always giving way to the free-flowing side. Now, because there's less traffic coming this way, it means these guys are more likely to go through the roundabout, thus making this side and this side always give way. So it doesn't really work like it does in real life, but we can kind of play around with it. But also, this road up here is all pretty much surrounding a bunch of ore, and I kind of want to expand the ore industry. Now, when we look at our exports and what we're actually producing right now, when it comes to the metal ore, the coal, and the rock, at the moment, it's only coal that we got a surplus of and that we're exporting, but we're pretty close to the metal ore and the rock itself. So we should be able to kind of create a lot and export a lot as well, which is going to be quite interesting. So we'll get onto all of those today then. Let's kind of, let's push back a little bit and see what kind of changes we can implement. So first one then, I'm going to pretty much change this roundabout here into your normal four-way intersection. And we're going to make sure that it purely has traffic lights, okay? There's going to be traffic lights on, so everyone gets to take their turn with crossing the intersection. That way, we can have the same amount of vehicles going from both directions. Now, hopefully it will continue to keep it flowing, and we shouldn't have any more issues. Yeah, it'll take a little bit of time, and maybe some sides might backlog a little bit more than others, but at least we're kind of clearing a bunch of traffic through in all directions. Like, we've had enough time now pass where all this traffic here is now passed through. Amazing. But that's not the be-all, end-all. That's not going to solve it all anyway. And this side here, we've got the same problem as well. The fact that they're having to, they already have the traffic lights in, so because there's so much vehicle traffic coming down this way, we kind of have to allow them to wait their turn. Now, there's ways in which I can change this, and there's some really, really kind of, not, I won't say awkward ways, but over-engineered ways. It's like I could split the road about here, have a bypassing route that completely goes over to the roundabout, and have two little kind of turn-offs that end here to allow them to go into the direction that they need. It's a little bit overkill, don't get me wrong. It's very overkill. But it could be something pretty cool as well. But it's all dependent on kind of how much traffic we can get flowing through. Now, ideally, what you would kind of, I could stick a roundabout here as well, but it all depends on how much or how busy the flow is going to be. So if I choose a roundabout, and I could go quite large, but I feel like we're going to go for something quite smallish. just there. How big's this one? This one's a little bit bigger, but I'm going to start small and see where we can kind of go with it. Now, we'll give them time to kind of reconfigure themselves and sort stuff out, but as soon as we clear the side street traffic, which this one goes back quite some distance, which it might be a good idea to turn this into an asymmetrical road right now to allow 2 vehicles to flow out at once. And once we can kind of clear the side streets, it means these guys coming this way and that way are a lot more free to do so. So give it a moment. Sometimes throwing a roundabout down is the wrong, the wrong thing to do, but over here is not too bad. But we've since died down a lot of the truck traffic, which I really do need to reposition that train station. So those small little changes on both sides right now, we'll see how that impacts us moving forward. We will see how this impacts us. Now, this traffic here is starting to die down a little bit more, so we're looking pretty okay at the most part. Now, I was going to experiment with this road, but as it's pretty clear right now, I might hold off for just a moment and start building some industry. It's pretty clear at the moment, so we'll kind of hold off. So, this area up here, then, if I bring up the natural resources, which is just here, we have a lot of ore we can utilize. Now, I'm hoping this is really going to up our kind of numbers, but it's really on the cusp of going into the mountains, so it's going to be quite interesting. I've also got to figure out how I'm going to connect a road over to it, so it might be a case that I need to rejig one of these trumpets into like a proper junction that goes 4 ways. But let's build it first. Let's actually just get it all set up and build it first, and we're going to start it with all gravel roads. So I'm going to pretty much come off, because this is a highway road, I believe. I'm going to pretty much come off this, and I'm going to split it in the middle. So if I kind of bring this up with a bend like that, and then just run it up, I ain't going to do anything too fancy. They're going to be basic and simple kind of systems and areas that we get to work with. Bring that one up there, and then pretty much do the same here, so we can get one going in both directions, because each road is basically climbing up a hill. So one industry there, one here, and then we'll kind of split in the middle of this one as well. And then from this one, we'll kind of make it go in a bunch of different directions. So we'll have to kind of come off it ever so slightly, like here. And then we'll lead this road kind of continuing down this way as well. So I might do a little bit of a continuous bend. So if I bring that to there and then to bend it straight in, like that, I can get a couple of little sections down here. And then we'll come off this one there to kind of bend round quite dramatically. And we'll come off somewhere here, I reckon just about there. So I'll go straight. And then we'll bend it. Run it that way. So we're accessing quite a bit. Now, this is a lot to throw in from the get-go. I don't need to put the rock ones in this area. We'll do the rock ones where there's not much resources, and mainly down this side as well, because you need the resource for the ore and for the... What was the other one again? I've already forgotten what the other one was. Was there 3? I can't remember. Coal. There we go. Got there in the end, boys. We got there in the end. So hopefully this will enable us to plan, because sometimes it does like to delete itself, and that is looking pretty okay. So we'll go down to there. Down to here. Right, there we go. So you've got the harvestable material. Oh, this is something else as well. Somebody said to me in one of my videos, and I can't remember who said it. It said, like, Seniac, it doesn't matter how big you make it. Obviously, they're only going to have this, a certain amount of output in general anyway. So, like, you can see right now, if I stopped building what I'm building, it's 134 tons that they're going to use. It doesn't matter how much I go into the non-grey areas, but my thought process is, the bigger I make it, it doesn't matter how much resources I can put out. What it does, it tricks the industry into giving us more jobs. So that's my standpoint in always making stuff bigger than you need it to be, because I want to try and provide as many jobs as I can to all of our citizens. Right, let's bring this all the way down to there, all the way around now, and this is our first one of the industries. Okay, that doesn't like to play ball. Bam. There we go. First one. I know we got to get a lot of stuff set up. We got to get all the power and the water over here. But yeah, we're digging into the mountains, boys. It's going to look really, really weird, this is. It really is going to look weird. Right, let's get another one in there. So we're doing another ore one. And it's about making sure that we give us the most amount of coverage. So I reckon just there, providing it does go into place. So leading this up. So I won't go too high now, because now we get into the mountainous areas where it does look a little bit ridiculous. So we might have to kind of quickly turn the snap off here to kind of get around there. Turn it back on. And we're now going around the edge. So I'll get, this will be my second ore one in. We'll get a couple of the coal ones in. And I'll look towards then sorting out the road to get this all connected up. So while I'm building this, at least they can then start hiring people and, you know, exporting loads of goods as well. Right, okay, so we'll actually, you know what? We'll do it now. We'll do it now. Get it out the way. We'll do it now. So is it easier just to replace one of these junctions with a four-way system? I mean, you could argue something like that. It all depends on how much traffic we're ultimately seeing. We have the option to do something like this, which I don't know if that's overkill. You also have something else as well we got to remember. We are slightly on a hill, so I don't know whether it would be better to do it on this one. But it's a case of where's all... Do you know what? You can actually work there, something like this. But we're going to have to do a lot of deletings. I'm going to do it on this one, because also at the same time, they've got to import or export the goods. Now, I can bring a train line to them because there's a train line there, but until I build that, a decent export area is just here, or driving straight to the airport. You know what I mean? So if I just quickly delete that bit going over there, just so I've got a plenty of bit of room to work with. And then we've pretty much got to delete all of this leading up now. So, a bit of a pain. A bit of a pain. But we can get this done. So I'll delete it right to where we connect up. Delete you. Delete you. It's all gone. And let's get this now in. So it is pretty awkward. It is pretty awkward, but we can make it work. We could make it work. So if I go to just there. Oh, I don't. This is another thing as well. I don't know if this is going to be like an absolute traffic magnet. You know what I mean? Right, we'll have to delete this pretty far. Pretty back, pretty far. Am I even in Englishing right now? What's going on? Now, the bend's going to happen pretty... Oh, that's not even the bend. I about to say, the bend's going to happen pretty quick. So, there we go. And that should lead straight in. So, it's not pretty, but it will do the job. Now, it is a 3-lane road there, so we're going to have to use a slip road, but it's still 2-lane continuing through, and that's what's important for us. So if I delete back a little bit further here, that's going to run straight into... Oh, no. I keep forgetting to put the bend on. Now, as I was saying, that's going to run straight until this part, but I feel like... Do you know what? We'll do continuous bends. I'll bring this round to then continually go that way. You know, I'll do this one going backwards and then we'll have to change it. Right, bit funky, but it will do the job. And what I'll do is I'll upgrade a nice little strip of this to work with the slip road. Now that one side's longer than the other, but it doesn't matter. It gets to the point we need it to get to. Now, the only downside for us now then is this junction's pretty close to this, so it's almost like we could pretty much keep the slip road in. I don't know how that's going to turn out. And we've got to do this really awkwardly tight bend as well because of how close these junctions are. So all I'm doing right now then is get the train line connected in, and then I can get that road sorted. And then we're all sweet, mate. It's cushy, as they say. No one says that, Sonny. No one says that. Right, up to a 10. Okay, we'll have to go to a 20 just because of what's going on. But I'll bring... Actually, no, you know what? We're going to have to stick it down to a 20. Or keep it to a 20 for the most part. So if I bend this round, only reason I say that is so I can go across here, and then we'll bend this all the way down. So we'll redo the train line at some point in the future. But pressing play right now, we're now back to normal. We're back in action. If this is not substantial enough, if it is a traffic magnet, then we'll sort it out. But for now, it should be fine. So, highways then, that is a 4-lane highway, which will come off it. Those vehicles there have been caught in the trap. And where's the most flat section of this? There's not really a flat section anywhere, is there? But we'll bend it round and then we'll bring it in. And then what we'll do, we'll whack a big roundabout on it. Or not. A small one. Okay, we'll stick a small roundabout on it. Because it's only going to be trucks coming from there. There ain't going to be that much traffic. Even though it's a large area, it's minimal vehicles coming from this. So we're going to have to connect up the power and the electricity. So if I go underground. And I run this all the way up to there. And I'm going to have to connect... I just realised I have to connect up all the individual roads. Because technically, I mean, we can make it good for the highway, but the water stuff, we definitely can't. Alright, are we underground still? I'm hoping so. Alright, let me bring it on a different one. Leading this up. And then from there to there. And then from there to there. So for now then, they've got everything that they could potentially want. Except for these guys, they do not have anything. Right, there to there. So they'll now grow, they'll now do their thing. Hire their employees, do what they've got to do. And we can continue to build up in this area. I'm just hoping that this is not going to be too much of a pain for them. Again, it's one of the pre-built junctions. I didn't build this, technically, so fingers crossed it all works out. Fingers crossed. Right, anyway, back to this then. So we'll now add in to the coal mining plants. I'm just going to make sure that we get good coverage. So if I place you down there, and then bring it down, and then take it all the way around. There we go. Alright. Short little clips. Now, I'm not sure this is the one with the roundabout. Oh, it is. It is. Okay, perfect. Beautifully round the roundabout. I just choked on saying the word roundabout. Zodiac is having one of those days. He's having one. Oh, there we go. That's what I've been waiting for this whole time. The big excavator thing. So let's get a second one now in. And again, it's about making sure we've got the good radius. So there's perfect. Oh no, it didn't work. Don't do this. We're all good. I'm about to say, don't do this to me now. But at least I figured out when you know it's not going to work. It's literally right at the start. Before I used to build the whole thing and not realise. And that was very foolish of me. Right, this is going to be a big coal area now. This is going to be absolutely huge. So get this going all the way around. And it's pretty much going to fill this whole little section up as well. You're probably the most tons you're ever going to get out of any industry area. Right, keep going until it starts bending. Look at that, 530 tons out of this one little section. Ridiculous, right? So that's 2 iron ore, that's 2 coal as well. We'll give them a little bit of time to see how they get on. I haven't really got any employees in any of them just yet. Mainly down to the fact that we also need to get some public transport over here as well. But we have a factory on fire. Oh my. Don't worry though, the helicopters just pull it out. Dropping the water on top of it. Look at that. Efficiency, baby. Efficiency. So, let's get 2 stone mining places in. And then we'll come back to it a little bit later as we give it a little bit more time. So if I go to there and then bend this round. That should give me some decent coverage. And then I'm going to come off... Actually, I'm not going to come off that. I'll create my own junction here. There we go. We'll leave it like that. I'll make this one go down and then slightly round. There we go. We'll definitely 100% sort out some stone mining. So if I go to about... If I just go to there... Yes, okay, it all works. I'm going this way. There we go. So this is stone mining, which does not require any raw resource underneath. Now, I won't clip it to the highway. But I'll get awfully close. Alright, going right round. All the way down. And that's going to give us a grand total of 29 tons. Oh, yes. Right, let's do one more. And then we'll go see if any of the stuff that we implemented is actually working. So, to there. Alright, push this all the way around. Now, what if we get this one to do more tonnage than the other one? That'll be interesting. Alright, going. Oh, the train line's there. Let's not forget about the train line. Right, now the train line's here. I don't think I'm going to get more tonnage than the other one. Alright, that ends us with 0.6. What do you mean 0.6? Is that right? Surely not, boys. Surely not. Anyway, we'll come back to that a little bit later. So how's the issues then? I didn't drop a little roundabout there, did I? No. I'm not going to do it yet because I know this whole issue is because of this train station. I'll have to reposition that. I will have to reposition it all. But... let's take a look at the other one. Now, this has seemed to have solved... I wouldn't say solved the traffic, but the traffic has seemed to have passed through. And gloriously, all done. No messing about. We got there. And all we're now waiting for is the little bit of backlog that was once here, now to filter through. They've got the 2 lanes to turn out. So that's doing what I needed to do, which is perfect. So that gives me great confidence in moving forward. It's a bit touch and go there, but... the main thing is everyone seems to be moving. There's no backlogs. Now, going over here, the backlog is huge. So, obviously, getting rid of the roundabout has not favoured these guys at all. It has not favoured these guys at all. But what if I drop in a small roundabout rather than the large one? So, it means that people can then just drive straight over. It's almost a straight road to a certain extent. It is almost a straight road. So it reduces the bends and the slowing down. So hopefully we can get more vehicles flowing through. Unless you're these vehicles here who decide they want to do sharp turns out of nowhere. But maybe that will start pushing that through anyway. Now, we used to get issues coming down this highway. But I feel like the highways are going to subside for quite some time. Because they're now using the bridges. We've just got to work out how we can solve the bridge issues. Now, is this one on this side okay? Yeah, there's not really too many people using that. I think this is just the major issue. But we'll see what happens with this slight little roundabout now thrown in. How it would change things. I mean, I can do dedicated slip roads. So that the vehicles who want to make that left turn to completely flow out. These are all going to continue over. It's nice. It's kind of cool to see them all using all the lanes. Because that's not normally the case, is it? It is not normally the case. Now we're getting some movement. It's just weird how... I mean, the trams don't help as well. Because when they pass through, it completely makes everyone to a standstill. But I wish the game would be faster right now. Oh, we just got 200,000 citizens. Nice. Right, this is getting some movement right now. So it will take a little bit of time to clear that little bit of backlog. So we'll just have to give that some time. We'll have to give that some time. Now, this junction over here, I don't think there's that many people using it for us to be worried about it at this moment. And we've got 1 employee there, 1 employee there, 40 out of 73 up here. Okay, these are really starting to expand. They really have started to expand right now. 112 out of 149 there. That's a lot of people, isn't it, boys? That is a lot of people. Very good. Very good. But we'll keep expanding over there anyway. Is there any signature buildings that are industry based on any that I have right now? Ground Earth. Where's the Ground Earth one? If I'm to place one down, where is the Ground Earth one? Is it you? Yes. Which is not currently rented, so I'm going to move this. As I choke on my own words. And I'm going to put it here. I'm just wondering if it's Ground Earth, which I'm not sure it actually requires. But it's within the ore area, so it should get rented. It should. Right, is this still moving? Yes, you can see from the backlog over here that these are all pushing down. So it's just a slow progression. And it should hopefully then completely clear out. Right, while they do that then, let's solve this issue. Because once we get the tail back of trucks going in, it then causes issues here and then backs this bridge up. So my idea is, I want to use both sides of the train station efficiently. So my idea is to get rid of it here, move it inwards to around this area. Because then it's within the heart of the industrial area. And then we can hopefully utilize both sides as the roads either side here. Now, it's going to be interesting. It's going to have to take some configurations. There's going to be a lot of destruction. Oh, no. And I have to delete this bus stop as well. So I'm going to base it off this road there. So you're going to go, you're going to go, you're going to go, 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 and you all gone. We'll delete the road to there, going all the way around. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. Now, we're going to have to delete all the roads that are now... I mean, all the roads. All the buildings that are now affected by it. Just so I've got clear space and vision of what I'm now building. Right, goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. Now, obviously, the bus stop is now fully affected. But let me just move this. So, oh, it's actually going to be on this side of the road as well. Because I can't snap it to there because of that. So, let's see what I can do here. Right, I'm actually going to snap it directly to the top anyway. Oh, no, for now anyway. So, if I do that there. Right, we've got some big configurations I now need to change. So, we're going to make this road go directly up. And then we've got to sort out a road going this way. But the problem is this connection here. So, if I delete this back to there. And then delete all the buildings affected. And then we wiggle this road into it. So we use the complex curve. So we'll go there to there to there. Which that there is an asymmetrical road. Interestingly enough there, which it kind of filters out. So that does what it needs to do to that point. We'll then finish up some of these edges. So you go to there. You would ultimately connect to there anyway. Now, is there room for this to go underneath? No. And why is that? Oh, because of the pillars. But it'll give me the space to do it anyway. But then again, I've got to run the train lines under, which is more important. So delete you, delete you. We'll delete it back to there because I can then bend this up to there and then kind of come back in to give me a bit more space to kind of build within this vicinity. So train lines. Am I underground? No. All right, run this out. Firstly to here. And then run. Or try and do a bend if I can. That's not a bend. Alright, there we go. And we'll do a continuous bend here. So I'll kind of bring it out to then make it run around and then in. Just give us like a little bit of a wide berth to build some more stuff. Right, that's just caused ultimate chaos destruction. It really has. It really has. But the roads may continue to be expanded. So I've now got to rejig the cargo train line. So where once one would have... Do they? Oh, no, they reposition them. Oh, okay, so the lines stick to the building itself. It's just the bus routes. So get rid of the waypoints. So that goes up and down, which I don't know why it does that. But let me replay it. Well, it tries to get down to here, doesn't it? The little waypoint. It goes through, which is interestingly, the train station. Because there's a waypoint just there. So if I delete that, there's a bus stop there. There's a bus stop there. We're going to add a... I'm going to add a bus stop in here on the bend. And get it to just stop there. Right, there we go. We slightly readjusted it anyway. Slightly readjusted it. So, let me just see what I can do with the vehicles. Or the road. So if I delete, say, this segment there and there and there. I'll try and I'll bend that all back in just a moment. I want to see what I can do with this. So logically, this should continue over. I'm now trying to get them to avoid going over that way because they could drive this way to connect into accessing this area. But also at the same time, I'm going to run that through to there so they can get on the other side as well. And then we'll just get all this now connected back up. Like that. And I'm going to run a little bit of an alley road through it. Is it too much to add that in? Yes. But I could go halfway. Halfway. As if the road did originally exist. But then we built a highway through it. Pretty much, isn't it? Okay, so this is the thing right now. We've now got to hope that we've done the right thing here. And we can get this large road. It's an 8-lane road as well. Connected in. Which I don't know how well this is going to fly. Okay, not too bad, not too bad. So I know there's a little crossing there, but now we've got to allow the vehicles to now find their way, which is going to kill my game. But the main thing is, they can now import-export from both sides. That's what's important. They're able to drive in a lot easier. Damn. So it's just going to take some time for them to rejig themselves. Oh, it's a lot, isn't it? It's a lot right now. I don't even want to look at it right now. It's that bad. So how's this doing over here, by the way? Look at the game is so slow at this point. Is this backlog coming down? Yes, it actually is. It was up to this point over here. So it's slowly moving. I've had the game pause this whole time. And they're all plummeting through. So once this is all completely cleared, this will be like a nice little free-flowing junction. Keyword being free-flowing. It's not very much free. It's stop and start right now purely because of the game simulation. But yeah, they're able to get where they want to get to. It's all moving in the right direction. And we can push out 3 vehicles at a time on the junction. So it does work out. Bit of traffic lights there. That's all good. Completely fine there. Right. Did the vehicles find their way? Yes. But there is a lot of vehicles trying to get to the cargo train station. So you've just got to let it now, you know, settle down slightly. But that's pretty sweet. I like how we pushed it in a little bit more as well. Gives me more room for expansions. But at the same time, we could do with more. More import-export areas. Because what they're heavily relying on right now is not enough. It is definitely not enough. That's food for thought. We gotta figure something out about that. We'll have to do that at some point in the future. So it's a bit of a mess because they've all had to now reconfigure, but this should then hopefully sort itself out. Now you're stuck and you're trying to get out. I reckon we should maybe squeeze in the small roundabout here now. So get you in. So I'm finding the smaller roundabouts on the bigger roads work really well. It should flow a little bit easier. And we'll just have to wait for it to all now settle down. Right, this backlog. Oh wow, okay, it's nearly overland, the back end of it. So that's just showing us how much it's now, you know, really pushed and died down itself. So there's me wanting to redo this. I'll tell you what I was going to do. I was going to combine the roads into a 4-lane highway road so I can do the junctions a lot better. But ever since the implementation of the bridges, the highways aren't really that busy anymore. Now that's good, because if we can get the bridges under control with their traffic flow, I think we've then truly solved the traffic issue. Because you just give us more capacity to get over the river. So it just works out in the long run, doesn't it? Yeah. Again, only time will tell, though. Only time will tell. Right, how are these areas up here now looking? So, lots of employees coming in. Lots of employees. Looking at it, boys. There's lots of employees. Now, I'm not saying that they're already starting to export. I'm not saying they're going to be doing that already. But we already have a surplus of... We only had the surplus of coal. But now we got the... Oh, we got the surplus of all three. Already. Damn. Let's add some more in. Let's definitely add some more in. So this is all to do with rock over here anyway. So I'll throw this just there if all is well. Alright, there we go. Alright, go around the edges. Nicely done, nicely done. 10 beautiful tons of rock. And then we'll get one on this side. Dead opposite, why not? Because we should be able then to run this all the way down. Going round the recon. Following that right round. All the way back. 51 tons. A lot more. Juicy. And because it's a new road, we're going to have to get the power line connected up. And we'll also have to do the water as well, water and sewage. And that will provide us with a lot more rock. Now, if I'm not mistaken, we're getting quite a bit of rock anyway, so we need to go back to... We need more ore over the coal. A little bit more ore over the coal. So let's squeeze that within this area. So let's get the ore up and running, boys. Now, we'll start with a small one here. That has not worked. Right, back we go. There we go, that one worked. So this is ore. Alright, take it all the way up. And then we go to the back of this building. I wonder if it's actually found a tenant yet. That'll be interesting. And we get 253 tons out of that. That's actually quite a lot, isn't it? This has not yet found a tenant. Sad day. A very sad day. And we'll get one more ore in right now. So we want to try and get it where it covers quite a large... Oh, that fits there perfectly. Okay. I'm going to take that up to here. This is going to be huge. I can see this one pulling so much tonnage. But it says right now harvestable resources. Oh no, now it's picking up a number. Okay. Wow, that's a lot. Tis a lot. $530 tons of ore. Beautiful. Beautiful. Right, it's all connected. That's going to give us so much more jobs in this area. It really is. And we'll try and figure out a way in which we can kind of connect up a train line at some point. But that will keep us going for quite some time. Amazing. Now, the traffic jam on this bridge has gone. It's all clear. Now, we'll have to wait, obviously, for the next rush hour. And we're just hoping that we can clear more of the traffic in this vicinity for the cargo. Again, it's something that is and will take a little bit of time. Because they also store a lot of goods over here as well, if I'm not mistaken. Now, I don't know whether it's something that I can add another building in. Not really. Not really. But the traffic will die down once they've all now got in and got back out. So it's not the end of the world. I've got to replace down and regenerate the industry that I did delete. Because the traffic is quite bad over here as well. I think it's something that we just don't have enough of. Is cargo train stations. Or just storage points in general. Ooh, we got a little bit of traffic here. Now this is quite easy to be solved. Because not a lot of vehicles are going to be coming out to do that turn to go up. So I think it's probably just a case of turning traffic lights off there. I don't want to stick... I mean... I ain't got enough room to stick a small roundabout on it. It's going to clip into the actual train, cargo train terminal itself. But that don't help either, is the people crossing. So I'm going to pause, delete this. And how far back can I make this bridge up? So if I came off here, can I make it go... Okay, up and over there. So there is no need now to cross the road. There is no need to cross the road. And to stress that point even more, I get rid of that. It does mean that they're going to have to cross the road over here. It's a longer way. It's so ugly that it's so ugly, that overpass that we just created. Right, now we should see the vehicles flow. Now we should see them flow a lot more. So the only problem is they're getting caught with the vehicles driving in here as well. I mean, I could say like straight on only, but they're gonna have to drive quite some distance to get all the way around. So it's not fair for me to ask them to do that. But this is going to be an issue because we're now placing so much emphasis on that. Right, an asymmetrical road here will be the first thing I'm going to attempt. Leading up to that. Because in the worst case, I mean, best case scenario, we can get two vehicles leaving the junction at once. That would be the perfect scenario. And that should slowly clear it. Hopefully. He says. I mean, maybe adding an additional junction. I know it's so close, but giving us that additional junction to turn in might be the way forward. So I know it's pretty close. But having that additional junction to turn in makes a huge difference. It honestly will make a huge difference for allowing vehicles to get in the area and exit the area as well. So now we're seeing a little bit more clear movement, and that backlogs, that small backlog that we do have, will then disappear ever so slightly. Right, okay. Has this moved down or died? Yeah, this is now dying down quite a bit. Once this is completely done, we should be operating as normal. We really should. Now it's backlogged to this roundabout. You just can't win. You just can't win at this point. But like I said, it will die down. It's just there's too much going on over here right now. There is just too much going on. And ultimately we just can't filter it in and out as quick as we would like. Because I can't speed the game up any faster, so I can't get through it quicker. But, yeah. Something else that we need to look at as well is the cargo. Wait. We're exporting 1,000 tons of food. Pretty cool to see. Now, we've only got one ship on this. We're going to up it to 2 ships. So we can get some more cargo coming in and out. Which will be a bit of a problem for us in terms of getting the vehicles to where they need to go to. We are going to have to look at getting additional cargo train stations set up. Definitely we can implement one in this vicinity to service this side of the city. And we've got to dot a few more around. We're going to tackle that issue in the next episode. But I thought I was going to regret building these bridges. And it turns out I do. I do regret. No, but it turns out, right, I've learned something today. That the big roundabouts are not always the best roundabouts. I get it, but small ones can be a little bit better. Now, problem we've got here now then, and why we're backlogging so much as well, is because of the traffic light situation. But I could also drop a small roundabout there, but I'll see what I do with the traffic lights first. Because this will allow me to flow more vehicles through. Once I've all just realised what's going on. That truck's come from the left lane to do a U-turn. Is he okay? Honestly, is he okay? But it could be the beginning of rush hour slowly approaching. It could be the beginning. So we have to keep an eye on it. There's not too much traffic at the moment, so it will continue to flow through. But I reckon maybe we whack a little bit at the smaller roundabout just here to aid some flow. Just to aid some flow. I mean, what also doesn't help is the tram stop. It kind of promotes more people to cross the road. But that's now clearing. Look at how free this now is. I just got to wait for the trams to sort themselves out on this roundabout. And for the people to cross. So we can get some more movement on the go. We should build, like, overpasses for the walkability. Because them crossing the road on this is a little bit of a stress. I used to do this in City Skylines 1, but I don't really know how it would work in this game. So if I went there to there, is that a no-no? $15. What's going on with this? How high does it need to go? Oh, hold on. I can do it halfway. So if I do a 10. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Hold on, boys. Can I... Hold on. Okay, I can't make it do what I want it to do there, but this is going to be an interesting one. So how far can I make this reach 0? Well, let me go back to normal now. I want to know how much space is required. Okay, and then back down to 0 here. No, don't do crossings. That's what I'm trying to avoid here. Is the crossing ability. Now, obviously, some areas will work better than others because there's buildings technically in the way. Because I can't go down that way, but you'd have to walk down here, go round, turn, and go up. You get the gist of it? So I have to go this far. Can't go over the school. I don't really want to dig into that too much. So this should go to here. Hold on, this one's longer. What's the length of that? Like a 53. Okay, we've got to go that length. Maybe it's because the land falls away. Who knows? Now, it's a long-winded process to kind of cross the road. Oh, it is slightly higher on that side. It's a very long-winded process to cross the road. But this is just a little bit of fun I want to attempt. It's a little bit of fun. It will push them to cross the road in more complex areas. But by doing that, it's going to be quite interesting to see how this plays out. I was hoping you can get like a path coming down here. But I'm surprised you can't do that. I mean, it looked like it was going to work to a certain extent. But then the game says no. The game honestly says, no, thank you. But I'm surprised you can't do that. I really am. Very surprised, if anything. Yeah, you just can't do nothing about it. Would have been cool though, wouldn't it? Would have been cool. So this alleviates this bridge. Granted, they can't go in all the directions, but if you wanted to go up this way, you have to come down, bam, round. It's like a spiral. You know what I mean? It's like a trumpet for pedestrians. But it then stops them crossing, so we have maximum flowage, if that's what you want to call it, for peeps to get over it. It does push it over to here, but there's not too much going on over that side anyway. A lot of them want to go straight ahead. So, yeah. Version 1 of this, okay? This is going to be version 1. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. But for the most part, we're kind of getting somewhere. We just need more export points because now all the exports is having this trail back with trucks coming from this way. So we're going to have to start figuring it out then. So I think no is the answer to would I regret building those 2 bridges? No. I'm actually glad I built them because it's now given me so much more freedom, so much more accessibility, so much more flow in parts of this. Granted, I am having a little bit of an issue here, there, and everywhere, but we're just going to solve these little and do these little tweaks to kind of fix things. And then once this is all clear, we shouldn't get that issue no more because people are now crossing above us. So once the issue's all fixed and solved, then it should be plain sailing from this point onwards. But this issue here will remain here until I've got more cargo train stations in. So before we go in there now then, boys, we need to check our shipping routes. We got one ship there coming in with a bunch of convenience food. And where is the second ship? So, hold on, shipping route. Ship 1. Convenience. Oh, I think that's the one that just exported the convenience food. We've got a lot of stuff going on over here. Right now, with the potential and the ability to have all these workers working over here as well, which is absolutely amazing. What's it done to our exportation or production numbers? It's really now upped the surplus that we've got from metal ore, coal, and rock, which we should then start seeing on the outside connections. The metal ore, the coal, and the rock, those numbers have definitely increased. Biggest one is rock. We are exporting a lot of rock right now, which is really good to see. Now, I don't really know what the unemployment numbers were like, but we have implemented a lot more, down to 5%, so that's probably the lowest that we've seen it in quite some time. And they're mainly the entry-level jobs as well, aren't they? Yeah, for the uneducated and the poorly educated and educated, those are the ones that it kind of mainly covers. Yeah, which is perfect. So we've got a lot more openings. We do need to bring public transport over here, which we'll take a look at next episode. And we'll also look towards as well getting more cargo train stations implemented so we can spread out where the goods can get to and from and inside and out of the region. I think this has been pretty productive. And I'm so happy that the bridges turned out okay. Just give them some time and a few little tweaks. And I think then we'll be cooking on gas, baby. Cooking on gas. But we're almost there. It's almost clear. We're almost done. But until next time, I will see you all soon. So, goodbye.